What you guys got another case review. This one is the BitFenix Nova Mesh 2nd edition TG 4 ARGB. That's 4 addressable RGB fans included in this case. It's mesh fronted and it does have tempered glass on the side. Now when you remove the tempered glass, there is some little rubber grommets there which are just pushed on, and you've got to be careful when you remove these because they can fall off and you can lose them, and you don't want to lose those because then it won't sit right. So just be careful when removing these. So these are the thumb screws which just unscrew and release the actual glass itself. Glass is pretty good fit quality, and again it does have a black bezel around the outside, as you can see there. Again, if you look at the rubber grommets on the back there, they are just pushed on. They're not actually molded to the case or anything like that. So a bit better in mind. So take a look inside. You've got your user manual. This helps you mount certain stuff that you want to mount to the case. You got a bag with all your fixtures and fittings inside here, which is all your motherboard screws and other types of screws you're going to need. This is the basement area here. It does have a honeycomb mesh area here. No rubber grommets around the cable management holes here. I can see some mounting screw holes inside here which will allow you to mount certain objects onto here like fans and other things like that. There is a cutout. There is a cutout for the basement for the power supply to be seen, and there's also front radiator support. 240mm, 280mm and 360mm gives you the thickness there 35mm and also width of 141mm with a length of up to 400mm. Again, no rubber grommets on the cable management area. There is room for an SSD on there, as you can see clearly marked. And again, some of these rubber grommet areas will be taken up by your full ATX motherboard, as you'll see later on in the video. You can see here we do have a rear 120mm fan. This is one of 4 ARGB fans included. Large cutout area here, but there's also a maximum CPU cooler height of 160mm clearance there. That's as maximum you can have for your CPU coolers. Now the overall dimensions of the case are: the width is 206mm, the height is 460mm, and the depth is 437mm. That's not one of the largest cases out there. It's a midi-tower sort of case, but I would be a bit more mindful when I'm planning out my build. If you're looking to put a front-mounted radiator in the front, I wouldn't go super large like 360mm because that may get a bit cramped inside there and a bit difficult to cable manage. Now also here we're looking at the radiator support up the top, 240mm. The thickness is 27mm, the width is 125mm, and the height from the memory is 32mm. So make sure you get all your measurements right before you start planning your next build, if you're looking to build something in a case like this. Now motherboard support for this one is mini ITX, micro ATX and ATX and eATX up to 272mm, which is 10.7 inches. I would not go for an eATX in a case like this. Maximum graphics card support is a width of 150mm, which is 5.9 inches. And on the front, as you can see here, we do have that full mesh front on here, which is going to allow great airflow. Now I have done previously a full build in this case, so check that video out. It was the video before this one, and you'll be able to see a full build video in this case. Turned out pretty well. But again, the mesh fronted cases are pretty popular nowadays if you want full airflow. To remove the front, you just give it a little tug at the bottom. No front panel cables there on the side panel, and you've got access to the 320mm ARGB Spectra fans on here, which are included. Comes with 4 fans included here. Now the front panel itself is mesh on the front, but on the sides there is mesh on the outside, but it's plastic on the inside, so air won't come in from the sides, just mainly on the front. This filter system here, you will need to take this to the sink and wash it out. It's not removable, so that will be a bit of an inconvenience there. You can see there's mesh on the sides here, but no airflow will get through here, only on the front. Now also on the bottom here, you'll see there is full plastic here as well, which means there's no cutout here at all. So air won't be able to go up from the bottom as well, drawn up from the bottom. It'd just be full plastic. Now on top, on the side here, we have our power button, LED activity light for our hard drive, RGB button, a USB 3.0 port, audio input and output, and also another USB 3.0 port on here. And then we have our mesh magnetic filter here to sort of filter out any sort of dust here, which is removable, and you can wash it under the sink here. So moving around the back area, we've got our power supply area here. We've got 7 expansion slots. Now these are not removable by a screw. You have to break them off, which is a real pet hate of mine. And it does have a quick release little area there. But once you break these off, there will be a gaping hole there. Only one of them has a screw. And again, we have a 120mm area here for our fan. And then we have our I/O area here, which is all rounded off. All of the edges are machined, so there's no sharp edges on these. This is where all your front panel connections are on the side. As you can see here, your USB 3.0, and also you've got your connector panel here. You've got your fan hub here. I found it a little bit cramped and crowded up in this corner with this all here, but this is where they've put it. And again, it does get a little bit tight for cable management inside here. Down the bottom is where your power supply is going to be. If you're going to be using this case, I would definitely go with a modular power supply. 160mm clearance here. And again, if you don't use one of those, it's going to get a bit cramped. Up to 23mm of clearance for cable management. Now you can either use 2 3.5-inch drives, which are mechanical drives, or 3 solid state drives in here. And that doesn't include the M.2 slots on your motherboard. Hard drive cage can be removed with these 4 screws. Also, it does have a filter on the bottom here. Not the best in the world, but it is there. And also 4 anti-slip rubber feet on the bottom there as well. All in all, a pretty compact little case. So this is what you can expect when you do a build inside your case. If you're wondering how much it costs, on Overclockers, the white version of this was selling for £52.99, which I think is a pretty reasonable price for a mesh fronted case with 4 ARGB fans included, with also a fan hub. Anyway, that's going to be about it. I'll leave all the information and links in the video description if you're interested. My name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Just want to say a big special thanks to all my YouTube members who have joined my YouTube members group. I really do appreciate the support, and I shall see you again for another video real soon. Bye for now. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the red subscribe button and then hit the bell notification button and click all to be notified when we upload new videos.